It's not just Hillary, Barack, and John McCain who are looking for new jobs in Washington. Who will be America's next top homosexual? I'll tell you 3 ways you can get into DC politics, and only one of them requires a wide stance. Welcome to Flaming Politics. I'm Jaffe Grant. First, the headlines you need to be talking about this week. 5 Nepalese gay men are running for office in the first national elections in that country since 1999. One of the men, Sunil Babu Pant, said of his run, "We are standing in the elections to fight the discrimination against our community. This is a very symbolic approach to tell all Nepalese that we have equal rights." From the Dead Homophobes file, conservative intellectual and National Review founder William F. Buckley shuffled off his mortal coil this week. In a 1968 debate with Gore Vidal, Buckley infamously sneered, "Now listen, you queer. Stop calling me a crypto-Nazi or I'll sock you in the goddamn face and you'll stay plastered." In the 80s, Buckley suggested that gay men with AIDS be tattooed on their buttocks with a warning to their prospective sexual partners. Buckley's views moderated in later years towards communism and liberals, but he never recanted his derogatory statements towards the gay and lesbian community. Not ready for prime time? British Labour MP Ashok Kumar asked Foreign Minister Meg Munn, seen here wearing her sofa, to support a move to start an international convention on gay rights. Munn refused, saying in a statement, "The government judges that there is not sufficient consensus globally to justify pursuing an international convention at present, though it is willing to work for the engagement of countries which would produce a worthwhile such instrument." In other words, Munn said that gay rights need to be solved globally as a problem before we can get together to have an international conference to explain and to work on the problems of gay rights on a global level. Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, I'm enunciating that because it's incredibly hard to say fast, voted Tuesday to oppose the federal ban on blood donations by gay men and to encourage lobbyists to overturn that rule. Gay men have been prevented from donating blood since 1983 by the FDA, which justifies the decision based on the difficulty of screening for HIV. However, the technical challenges for screening HIV have since been overcome. And now for the big story. The Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund is trying to increase the influence and exposure of gay issues in DC by grooming a new generation of gay politicians. In April, they will hold its first ever political training program for gays of color in Baltimore. The training program occurs concurrently with the Gay National Black Justice Coalition's annual conference. The Victory Fund points out that there are over 400 openly gay politicians in the United States, but very few of them are persons of color. In addition, the nonpartisan Gay and Lesbian Leadership Institute, which is part of the Victory Fund, is on the search for qualified gays and lesbians to serve in the next administration. The initiative, called the Presidential Appointments Program, even has a snazzy interactive website application where you can apply. Unfortunately, I took it thinking maybe there'd be a cool question like, "Have you ever been to a gay bingo event?" But no dice. Openly gay former ambassador to Luxembourg, James Hormel, said of the program, "The next administration must know that we are concerned about being included, determined to contribute our talents, skills, and insights, and eager to participate in the hard work of governing our country." But this begs the question, does visibility actually equate to substantive policy change, or do token gay and lesbian members of an administration simply serve as a blanket cover for leaders unwilling to make politically difficult decisions? After all, isn't it easier to appoint someone who's gay or lesbian to your administration than it is to pursue a policy agenda that would advance the cause of gay rights? The closest thing America's ever had to a presidential liaison on the gay and lesbian community was Bob Hatoy, a Clinton advisor who passed away from complications of AIDS last year. Appointed by President Bill Clinton to focus on GLBT issues at the White House, Hatoy was frustrated by the lack of action, as well as the Defense of Marriage Act. He called the administration homo-stupid, though not homophobic. Of the experience, Hatoy said, "I'm hearing from folks what they're thinking and will report to the White House and get beat up for being the messenger. Then I'll bring back the White House's thinking to them, and I'll get beaten up for being a sellout." And while George W. Bush made token gestures towards the gay community during his 2000 bid, he did not choose to continue to have a liaison to the gay and lesbian community, though he did choose log cabin Republican Scott Everett to be his aide czar, though that only lasted until 2002, when Everett was replaced. In an election year where gay and lesbian issues are taking a backseat to things like the war and the economy, should the next president have a liaison to the GLBT community? And what should that relationship be? What would be the expectations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And in our final item for the week, Senator Larry Craig is looking for an intern. That's the punchline. I'm Jaffe Grant, and you've been watching Flaming Politics here on Visible Vote, and that's what my shirt says.